everyone. Welcome back to Rolling with Norma, where we be rolling, rolling, rolling. I'm rolling, rolling, rolling. You're rolling, rolling, rolling with Norma. Let's go. What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? You are rolling with Norma, and I am Norma. And give you a little background about me. I am a mother of six. I am a paraplegic, and I'm a survivor. And this channel is all about motherhood, with resilience, and real talk about my world from a wheelchair, okay, as a paraplegic. And and if you're here, and if you're here, make sure to subscribe and like and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of this journey. Okay? Today I wanted to do something a little bit different from what I did for my first video. I want to do kind of a Q&A thing about what happened to me and stuff in my life and stuff. So this episode was going to be about when I was pregnant and how I found out everything. So to give you a little backstory about what I'm going to talk about today is when I got shot at the age of 15, I was left paralyzed. People said I'd never walk again, which, okay, I had to accept that and I understood that. And then did I ever think that I would be a mother? So I never really even thought about would I be a mother or not. So just in hitting around the idea of maybe I thought about it, but not really something like I want to be a mother. So it was not like I was like, oh, I want to be a mother. It was just like, if it happened, it happened. But I never even thought it. I don't know. Did I really think of it? I don't know. I can't really say if I really thought about did I want to be a mother. I guess it's not was on my to-do list. But hey, but three years later, I gave birth to my first baby. My baby girl. She was my baby girl from a wheelchair. Okay. And let me tell you how everything changed. First of all, finding out I was pregnant. I was 19, 18. No, that's a lot. Okay, so let's go back a little bit. When I got shot, I was 15. Yeah, when I was 15. My birthday was 3 days after I got shot. That would make me 16. So I got pregnant when I was 19. That would still be 3 years later due to the fact that I turned 16 3 days after I got shot. So that means I was shot at 15, but my birthday came and I was 16 at that time. So 3 years later, I gave birth to my first daughter. And that time I was 19. That's a lot. I was 20. I got pregnant at 19 and I had it at 20. Okay. So, what was my first thought about being pregnant? I was excited. I was kind of curious how I was gonna do it. Like, how am I gonna do this from a wheelchair? Like, oh, MG, like I'm finna have a baby. So, I told my mom. She was not happy. She told me that she don't think I could take care of baby. I should not have this baby, but I was determined that I was gonna do it. I told the baby daddy, of course, I told him first, and he was excited at first, and then after that, he was not so excited because my mom had said that she don't think I could take care of a baby. She don't think that I can take care of a baby due to my disability, but she never did say that though. She just said she don't think I can take care of a baby, or I should not be having a baby, or something in that nature. I can't recall. I was so mad I didn't even care no more. All I can tell me, you can't tell me what I can and can't do. So I decided to, now I have to do everything I need to do for my doctor's appointment, to make sure that this baby come out healthy. So what I ended up doing, making my appointment to my doctors. So kind of found out they consider me as a high risk pregnancy. So due to the fact that I was a paraplegic. So, they wanted, it's not that my blood pressure was high or anything. They just got, I guess, trying to figure out how they was going to do the delivery and everything. And to make this journey easy to be able to have this baby. From with a woman with as someone that was paralyzed, so the doctor didn't seem like they was really that concerned because I went to the appointments, they checked my belly, heartbeat. They didn't do anything different from my pregnancy than they would do with anybody else's pregnancy. So they didn't. I got on the table, they measured my belly, they did the ultrasound. So they didn't do anything no different from any other pregnancy due to the fact I was a paraplegic. So my pregnancy was just like anybody else when it was going to, consider going to the doctor. Anybody can be a high risk. So I just also was high risk because they didn't know it was the unknown at that moment. For me, that's what I was thinking. So they, nothing out of the ordinary. So they didn't act any different. And how I felt emotionally and physically, I was more upset that then everybody that thought that I couldn't do it, and I can understand why, I guess. Considering I was a paraplegic in a wheelchair, taking care of baby, I guess some people would have some concern, but I was more disappointed at my the baby's father because he was excited at first, and then he took on a whole nother persona. And it's not like we was not doing anything not to have one, or so. Try to figure out like when we get one, like and different, and like what was the deal. So I found out I was pregnant at 18 and 19, and we asked, like I said, it was different reaction. Um, some people didn't understand how it had happened. I don't know how you couldn't. They doubted me, and flat. And no one never said it was dangerous or it was bad or nothing. It was just I was pregnant in a wheelchair, so there was not really no big wahoo or she's pregnant in a wheelchair. Oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? None of that. The doctor was like, "We finna have this baby. Let's make sure you get to the hospital. You do what you need to do, and that's it." Went to my doctor's appointment by myself, of course. Got my doctor's appointment, WIC appointments, ultrasound appointments. I did all this by myself. Got in the transportation and I did it by myself. Okay, so now, how did I feel with my body changing as a paraplegic in a wheelchair, pregnant? I felt it was a good experience. I felt the baby kicking. She kicked a lot. I felt the baby kicking. I felt I was happy. I think I was kind of happy. I didn't feel the pain. I wasn't in no pain. I was not. My belly was growing. I was adjusting to each, stage that I was getting bigger but it was fun. I mean, my body, my stomach just kept getting bigger, but nothing really spectacular was happening or anything that would happen for no one else. So I felt it fine. I was not depressed. Other than mad at everybody for telling me what I couldn't do, I was fine. Um, the things people didn't realize is that felt the contractions. I felt like I had to go to the bathroom. I was like kind of like, like got a real bad stomach ache, and I felt the contractions. And when I was getting ready to preparing to have her, of course I had to share rooms with my sister, so I had to do everything just for one side of the room for me and the baby because my sister had kids already. So I just had to prepare my side of the room for my baby, but it was not hard. I wasn't afraid. I just did it. Let me ask you a question. Put down in the comment. What surprised you the most about my story so far? Okay. Okay, now let me get to the labor part. So the labor part was I started contracting and I was laying in the bed and I was like, oh, my stomach felt like it's hurting. So I was asleep. When I woke up, I'm like, oh my stomach, like, oh my gosh, your stomach is hurting me so bad. Whole time pregnant, never got any kind of pain. Got a little sickness in the beginning, but nothing big. And it was hurting me really bad. And I felt like I had to go to the bathroom. My stomach was kind of hard though. And I was like, so I felt like I had to wipe, and then I seen the, the, a discharge, which is pink. So I was like, I think I'm in labor. And then I seen the water. I'm like, oh, I'm in labor. So called the ambulance, went to the hospital. And when I got to the hospital, they took me to the room and they were like, "You sure you sure you're in labor? Because you're kind of calm for somebody in labor, and somebody on the other side like ah ah ah." And I'm like, "Is somebody else screaming?" I'm looking like, "What they screaming for? Like, what's going on? Like, why why they yelling?" So they was in. He's like, "Thank you for being a good patient." I'm like, "Okay," because but they was not rushing. Like, "Oh my gosh, she's in labor." They was just like, "Okay, getting everything ready, moving at us kind of pace. Now this time, now at this time, I'm 10 or 10 plus. I'm ready to push. They didn't want me to push. They didn't want my blood pressure to go up, which I didn't have blood pressure, but they high blood pressure. They didn't want my blood pressure to go up. They didn't want me to do anything strenuously, so they did a suctional. So they put me on a bed and they put my legs. They did a suctional and the baby was out. Bam, I'm a mother. What? I did that. 9 months. But no, for real. But yeah, so I had my baby girl. She was so beautiful with a little egghead. They gave it was like an egghead, I guess, because of the suctional. But she had a little egghead. But what can I say? So they delivered her. I got like 3 stitches, nothing really bad, and I delivered a baby, paraplegic. I did it. And when I seen her, she was so adorable with a little pecan head. And they took her off. They swooped her off. She was crying, and then I didn't even know. Yeah, okay, yeah. So they took her off, and like I said, it was so amazing to see my baby girl and to hold her when I did get a chance to hold her. And she was just so, she was little. She was 6 pounds, 6 ounces. So she was not extremely little, but 6 pound baby. She was fully developed. No kind of no kind of medical problems. Everything developed well. So I think I did good. The labor experience was mine was like that first one was like calm. It was so quiet and everybody was just moving regular. Like I don't know, did I expect everybody to be moving around fast and hysterical? I don't know, but they didn't. Everybody was just walking around regular. Guess it was something they didn't. It wasn't an emergency. I didn't see them. I guess they just it was seemed normal. I don't know. So, but let me tell you though. But what it taught me that strength don't look one way. Like you don't never know what you can do until you do it. Like doing this right here, it took me so many years to get up here and tell my story, which I supposed to been told my story a long time ago. But now I'm like, I'm ready. Like, what am I waiting on? And then God spoke to me and said, go speak. So I'm thinking, God said, go and do some, go and be a pastor and speak my word. He was just telling me, go and tell my story. I don't know the Bible like that. Like God, He's sending me to swamp. I don't know the Bible like that. I know the Bible, but I don't know the Bible like that to preach it to somebody. No, He was telling me to go tell my story. You know what I'm saying? So you get up and do something. If God tell you to go do something, do it. Don't be man. How many women had a baby in a wheelchair, had 6 kids? Now if you tell me that ain't a story, then I don't know what is. Okay? But I want you to know that disability don't stop you. It can make you stronger. And that's what I feel like. I got stronger. When I had that baby, nobody can tell me nothing else after that because I was going to take care of my baby the best that I can. And I did. Okay. So I'm encouraging anyone to watch that's watching this. Like, you stronger than your story. You're stronger than your story. So don't let anything stop you from doing what you need to do. Okay. Or tell somebody telling you what you can't do. You need to go back to school. You go back to school. You need to go on YouTube and tell your story. You go tell your story. If only one person listened, you got through to somebody. Okay. Some people might ask me how it is being a mother with no legs. I got legs. I got legs. They just don't work. They don't work like everybody else on, but I still got legs. They there. Okay. But I know one thing. Everything I do, I put my heart and my mind and everything in it, and I show up every day for my kids, especially. Okay. I want you to know that. FYI. Okay. I show up for my kids. And one thing that motherhood taught me, no one prepares you for it, right? No one prepares you for motherhood. It comes just how it comes, and you accept it how you accept it. And being a mother don't come with a playbook. It don't come with instructions. We learn as we go. And if you have a question about anything that I'm telling you, you have a question, please leave it in the comment. I'll be glad to answer any questions. The Q&A from the comment section about any question that anyone have. Be free. Please ask me. Please ask me, because curiosity killed the cat. Don't be curious or think that you might know, because you don't know. You be surprised. You will be surprised what I might tell you, okay? So make sure, if you're going to leave a comment, make sure it's something that you really want to know. And like I said, I'm going to tell you, no holds barred. And I know one question, one person. I know somebody going to ask this question. If you think that you know what question I'm thinking of, leave a heart in the comment. And I bet you I'll be like, I'll put a yes if you think you know the question that a lot of people are going to ask, leave a heart in the comment. The heart would mean you have an idea. But anywho, if you're still here, thank you for listening to my story. I'm gonna do a little bit more better. I'm getting a little bit more comfortable on talking on camera. This is like I did it before, but not about my story. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you're still here, thank you for listening to my story. I hope it reminds you that your past doesn't define your future. And even if you're sitting like me, you are very powerful. You are a powerful person, beautiful person. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on the bell for more real life stories and mommy moments. Because I'm going to tell you about my other kids, okay? Because I do have 6. I'm going to tell you about my other kids. I might do one about their dads. Um, I don't know yet exactly, but I'm going to do some more about my other kids. It was just mainly about their first one due to the fact she was my first. She was my first for 9 years. So I'm gonna do most stories about my kids, and I probably do a couple things with them, couple of reenactment with the grandkids, some pranks. We gonna do some pranks up in here. What? But anywho, no, but okay. But don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on the bell for more real life stories on mommy moments. And I'll drop a new video maybe weekly, and I do love to have you on this journey with me. Leave a purple heart in this comment if you felt anything from this video. From my world to yours, this is Rolling with Norma. I'll see you next time, and thanks for listening. Have a good one.
To the spotlight, Norma keeps it real in a chair with the truth and a whole lot of will. She's laughing, she loves, she's living life loud with her 6 kids strong. Girl, she makes us proud. She rocks, she rolls, she shines with grace, a beautiful